How'd it feel?
I was just trying to make a play. Our coaches always tell you when you get close to a play, you got to make it. And it came to me, and I looked very awkward doing it, but somehow made it happen.
You had a dozen tackles also. How'd you feel like you played?
If anybody knows anything about football, you can get a dozen tackles and still have a bad game. So I feel like there's things that I need to work on as well as things that I did well tonight. Really, most of those tackles came on pursuit itself, and that's a good thing getting to the ball wise. But we still need to get back and get back to the fundamentals and get back to the more technical things of playing our positions.
Were you guys feeling any pressure in the fourth quarter? I mean, they kept hanging around that you had to make some stops.
No, because the thing that played into our hands most often is we had great punters, and we had great punts, and the field position game was being played toward us. So it's very hard to drive the ball 80, 85 yards against a good defense and score. More often than not, that won't happen. So we went out there with the intentions of stopping them, and we were fortunate enough to get those stops tonight.
Dexter, what did the coaches say to you guys, after the performance in the locker room?
Each win is a good win, and I remember I was watching ESPN, and Bobby Knight said it's better to learn from a win than to learn from a loss. So we're going to take this in stride. We're going to watch the film, dissect it. We're going to analyze it. We're going to get back to the drawing board and find out what we can do better. And we're going to try to attack those areas.
Just off of tonight, what did you take away positive defensively? Maybe some things you think need to be corrected?
Definite positives are young guys making plays, and you can talk about guys like B.J. DeBose and a guy like Andrew, and those guys are really stepping up for us and becoming players. And you can look at our young talent and know that our D-line is going to be great for years to come, and our secondary is going to be pretty good for years to come. And just having that security and to know those guys aren't shy, those guys aren't afraid of the big light either, and it makes it a lot easier to play behind guys that know their job and can get their job done.
You touched a little bit.
Defense might be what carries this team this year. Like you guys might be the strength. There might be a lot of games like this.
It's really hard to gauge, but it's just the first game of the season, and I know we played Murray State, but I mean it's really no different than when we played EKU last year. We had a shaky performance, and everybody was kind of asking questions, similar questions. But I mean, when you really think about it, a lot of guys, we have a lot of moving parts right now. We have a lot of moving parts on the offensive line. We have a lot of moving parts in our wide receiver group. You talk about Michael Lee Harris coming back. You talk about Josh Bellamy moving from outside to slot. You got a lot of guys rotating at the running back position. So there's just a lot of things that we need to figure out, and the best way to cure that is experience. And playing games will take care of themselves.
Dex, you played as a true freshman. You touched on B.J. DeBose. Talk a little bit more about his play tonight, and also Andrew Johnson.
B.J. DeBose definitely he flew to the ball, and that's something that you like to see as a young guy with a lot of talent actually flying to the ball, much like B.J. DeBose was doing tonight. I liked his arrogance, and I don't mean arrogance in a bad way, but he comes out there with that certain cockiness that you have to compete on the football field, that they can't block me attitude, so to speak. So you can really appreciate that. You can really appreciate how hard he plays.
What about A.J.?
AJ?
Johnson.
Oh, Andrew, I'm sorry. Andrew played really well tonight. When you look at Andrew, he's really good technically. His pedal's good, his brake is really good, and he has exceptional instincts. And Andrew Johnson is going to be a really good player for us this year. One guy that we're looking for on the back end to make a lot of plays.